Hello everyone, it's me Kevin and I'm back with movie stuff. This time we're doing top 10 best movies of 2018. So I was originally going to post this or make this video after New Year's Eve, but you know what? Let's do it now because many people are doing it now and I thought, why not throw my hat in the ring? Let's give my thoughts. I thought, why not do it? Maybe people will actually maybe this video will get lots of views and people will actually watch it. I don't know. We'll see. But here's so we're gonna do 2018, best movies of 2018 or least to best. I don't know what the title is of this video. Future me will type it down and boom, done. Hopefully, it has a good thumbnail because I have no idea what the thumbnail is for this video, and everything I'm saying is improvised. Yay! But anyway, back to the topic. So 2018, some top 10 movie films of 2018 I've seen so far. People have said this is a disappointing year for movies. It isn't a great fit year for movies. And with all the movies I've seen, I disagree. Like people have said that many of their favorite or anticipated movies have disappointed them, and for me, like I disagree with their opinions, but that's how life works. You're gonna disagree with something with someone, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, so this year has actually I like 2018 for me because it helped reshape how I think movies a bit more. Like I'm able to think more, like I'm able to see more problems with the film, and I'm able to see more positive with the film. I'm able to enjoy a movie more, but I'm able to see some issues that a film might have that I might have missed. So it has films have opened my eye a little more in 2018, and there are lots of films I would like to mention that I've loved, like Harry Potter and Halloween have been great films I've seen so far that have not come out in 2018. So yeah, but there are some films I have missed that I sadly wish I saw. But yeah, that's sad. But oh well, at least many of these films are good. I have not had a bad one of 2018, which is surprising because since I was put on this earth, I have not had a bad movie that I've seen in theaters so far. Well, actually, no, except Pirates of the Caribbean, Stranger Tides. Besides that, though, I have not had a movie in that I've seen in theaters. I was like, wow, that is a bad film. No, I have enjoyed my experience in theaters so far. Well, most of them. But yeah, so let's stop with all this rambling and start with our number 10. Now, keep in mind, I've only seen 10 films this year, so it's going from my least favorite or least best to the best film of 2018, and you probably will have already guessed that. Also, spoiler alert, I have not seen Spider-Verse, so that may give you a hint of what the best movie of 2018 may be in my eyes. Solo: A Star Wars Story. Wow. So, when I was thinking of what my favorite and my least favorite, I already knew what my least favorite film of 2018 was when I was thinking about this list. Solo: A Star Wars Story is my least favorite film of 2018. And I like Star Wars. Last Jedi, I love that film. Has some issues, but overall, I love it. It's great. Or at least I loved it. But here's the thing with Solo, it's an okay movie. Like, it isn't terrible, but it isn't great. Like, it relies, no. Like, I like the film. Like, oh, it's okay. The character's okay. The story's okay. I mean, it's like The Incredible Hulk. Although this movie has better CGI than The Incredible Hulk. But still, it's an okay Star Wars movie. And that's the issue there. Like, we should have gotten more. Like, they didn't do anything new with the Han Solo character. And that probably has to do with the short amount of time they had to put this movie together. So that's kind of ashamed, seeing how they could have literally delayed this film to 4 more months. They, that way this movie wouldn't have bombed as much as it did. Now, it didn't bomb too badly, but for a Star Wars film, it kind of did. I think it made the least amount of money out of all the Star Wars films so far, which is kind of sad actually. Han Solo, they go through the same arc that Han Solo did in the first movie he was in, which was A New Hope. You know, he has a heart of gold, like heart of stone, but then has a heart of gold at the end. You know, that's basically it. That's kind of what he is. He's selfish and then he's selfless. Like, we don't need to see that again. Do something new with the character. It's okay. Like, the only memorable parts I can think of is like when the Imperials are fighting against something in the beginning of the movie. That was worth remembering. And the Kessel Run was actually pretty cool. And I did like how they tried that whole like how smugglers stuff or whatever. I forgot. Like I don't know, like they could have gone with something new and interesting, like maybe Han Solo, the dark side of smuggling and stuff, but you know, the money and all that. We should have gotten more from this film. We needed more from this film. That's why I give it an okay, and that's why it's my least favorite. Well, not my well, yeah, and that's why it's my least favorite film of 2018. Teen Titans Go to the Movies is actually very good. I was very surprised by this movie. I mean, it is my biggest surprise of this film, actually, of this year. I have not seen Spider Verse, so had I seen Spider Verse, that might have been my biggest pleasant surprise of this year. But I haven't seen it, so. But, but, Teen Titans Go to the Movies is actually funny. The show is crap. Okay, like for all I've seen of the show, it's garbage. It's not good. Like it's not that funny that much. It's kind of dull, and the characters are annoying. But here, they're not as annoying. And now, there are some jokes that are like, not good, but like they do miss a few targets sometimes. But besides that, most of the jokes actually are funny. And the animation's actually pretty good. When I saw it in theaters, I'm like, you know what? I'm glad I saw this film. Like it was nice. It was fun to watch. You know what? It's pretty good. I don't hate it, which is surprising. I was expecting this to be the Emoji Movie of 2018, and I was surprised. I have not even seen the Emoji Movie, which is a good thing probably. But yeah, so this was a fun movie that some jokes didn't work for me, but besides that, most of the jokes worked for me, and it was fun. It was a fun time. So, yep, that's my number 9. Ready Player One is really, really good. Steven Spielberg did a good job with this movie. It is very fun to watch. Like, I remember, like, the only reason I wanted to see this was mostly because the pop culture references. Steven Spielberg has some, it seems interesting, cool. Maybe it's in the future with this VR stuff. Looks pretty cool. You know what? Let's watch it. I watched it and I enjoyed it. The Oasis was fun. Like, many of the action scenes were pretty fun as well. My biggest issue with the film was the main character. He was likable, but he was not developed that much. He should have been more developed. Like, he was just underdeveloped. We should have cared for him, but we didn't care for him that much. He was like, he's likable. That's it. But besides that, this film is really good, actually. Like, it's fun to watch, like, the action scenes, the Oasis. Steven Spielberg did a good job here. Like, he knows how to make a fun, good movie. And that's what I'm noticing with lots of these movies so far. They are fun, good movies, actually. Like, like, most of the movies I've chosen on, like, I've seen are fun, good movies. And they're a good time to watch and stuff. So, that's good. But yeah, so this movie was good, and I really enjoyed it. So, nice job, Steven Spielberg. You still can make good movies. So, The First Man. Now, I have seen. No, no, sorry. Now, I like history. And you know what? I'm open to watching, like, history movies and stuff. And this is one of the 2 history movies that I've seen this year. And yeah, so First Man, I really liked. Like, no, I did not like it. I loved it. Well, it's good, actually. Here's the thing. This movie is pretty good. Like, I liked how they did this build up onto the moon. Now, the one issue I have was with the pacing, because, like, you jump to years a little too fast. Like, you're supposed to care about the character more. And although you do care about Neil Armstrong, because the pacing is a bit off, like, they jump the years too fast. Like, like he meets this guy and something happens, and then you're like, then like, he's kind of sad or something, or he's like, wow, that happened. And then like they just cut a year later or something like that. Like, that's my biggest issue with the film. But besides that, this movie is great. It's breathtaking. Like, when the moon scenes are the best parts of the movie. Like, as soon as they get to the moon, like the build up to that, like when they shoot the rocket ship all the way to the moon, like, that was great. And then when they're in the moon, that was like probably the saddest moments in the film. Like, they did a good job humanizing Neil Armstrong. I really liked this movie. Ryan Gosling did a good job as Neil Armstrong, and the first man is good. Teachers need to show this. Like, if they want to help kids learn something, they need to show this movie, because this is a good movie that they can show. Like, the moon scenes are breathtaking. They really are. They're so good. Seeing it in theaters, hearing the music, like, it feels like you're in the moon. It really does. Like, wow. This movie does a good job showing you what it feels like to be in the moon in many scenes. You actually feel like you're there. That's how good this movie was, and how good they were able to put you in that particular time period and era. So, yeah. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, I really loved when I saw it in theaters, and I still do, but thinking about it more, it does have some stupid stuff that you can't really look over that much. Like, the character that screams a lot, like, you're just like, what are you there for if you're just gonna scream all the time? So there's that, and there's also some, like, the Indoraptor, like, you pull the trigger and whoosh. Now, I have tried to come up with a defense, and I still use the defense, but thinking more, that whole Indoraptor, like, laser thing is a little stupid. I will admit that it is a little stupid and dumb. But besides, like, there are some stupid stuff in this film that you can't really overlook. But besides that, this is a great Jurassic Park film. I really think it's great. I think it's one of those films where people will watch it and they're going to be like, this is a bad movie. But if you watch it more and more, you might appreciate it more. Because it does have that fun vibe, but this film is more terrifying, actually. Now, it isn't the horror movie that the trailers tried building up, but besides that, this film is terrifying and exciting and still fun a bit. I still think this movie is really good, and what I loved about the Jurassic Park films was they give you a question. They give you, like, an idea, like, to think about. Like, one was, if dinosaurs were alive, would you let them live or die? And I think that does go to the message to, if you created a creature and it's at risk, would you keep it alive or would you let it die and let nature kill it once and for all? I really think that's a good message a good question to ponder over. And if we do let the dinosaurs, like, if we do save the dinosaurs, why? Like, there's two sides on that question. One is, they're animals. Why not? The other is for purposes. What purposes could they use? Like, this film has two questions that you can ponder over, and I like it. I like the characters. Watching Claire in this movie actually makes me watch Jurassic World again and think, she was more developed than I realized. And it made me enjoy Jurassic World a little more. This film made me enjoy it a little more. Now, like I said, there are some dumb stuff in this film, but besides that, Chris Pratt did a good job in this film. Claire did a good job in this film. Or Bryce Dallas Howard, yeah. And yeah, I really loved this film, and the ending made me a little more excited to see where they're going to take the movie in Jurassic World, and probably the final Jurassic World film and final Jurassic Park film ever. So I'm already excited for it in 2021, I think. So can't wait to see what they have in store for us. But yeah, that's why it's in this spot in the list. Another film that I think is also underrated, and I think that critics should have gave more praise, is Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald. So I, for some reason, have this love for movies that critics hated but fans liked, and that that I just love and enjoy, and I think it's because of what they bring to the world and or their movie franchise, and this adds so much. Well, not adds so much, but this film is good. I really liked Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald. Now this year, I got into Harry Potter. I loved it. It was great, and here the characters are still good, but they added more to them. I really liked it. Like, Newt Scamander was an awkward, kind of an awkward person in Fantastic Beasts. Who got a friend, who found someone, this is a good guy. I want him to be my buddy. This film, he has to deal with how he has to deal with his emotions on a person he likes, which I really like how they added with that. And I also liked Grindelwald. Johnny Depp did a good job here. I cannot stress how much he did a good job here, because he really did a good job. Now, it isn't like the best performance I've seen ever, but he did a good job in this film. I think Johnny Depp surprised me with this role, because I was not very pleased with his role in Fantastic Beasts, and Where to Find Him. But here, he did a lot better, actually. I really think he added more to the character, and I do think that he does help, this movie does help differentiate from Grindelwald and Voldemort, how these are two different villains. That's what I liked here. They didn't just try making another Voldemort. They actually tried something new and different, and I like it. The CGI is really good as well. Like, the visual effects are still stunning as ever. The one issue that puts it down in the list is it is a bit overstuffed. Like, you'll watch this film and you'll be like, yeah, but I feel like there should have been more on each scenes, like maybe more Newt Scamander. Like, maybe there should have been something cut, because there is a bit too much on this film. And I kind of wish we did get more from one of the storylines that we got. But besides that, this film is still good. I think it's a good addition to the Harry Potter series. I think it's very underrated. And, I think, and now, I think the reason that many people don't like this film is probably because of the twist, and actually, I don't hate the twist. Like, well, here's the thing. Like, I have my own theories on the twist and what it means, and I think I made a review. I already made a review where I stated what I thought on the twist, and I'm not going to spoil what the twist is, but this film is really good. Good story, good characters, a little overstuffed, but besides that, it's interesting and dark and exciting. Aquaman was really, really good. Like, wow. Just, like, I really enjoyed this film. Like, here's the thing. Aquaman, out of the three new additions in Justice League, Aquaman was my least favorite. Not because of the performance, but like I said in my review, it's because he wasn't developed enough compared to Cyborg and Flash. But he was very developed here. Like, Jason Momoa did more justice to this character than he did in Justice League. And I really loved this film. The visual effects, the CGI, the underwater stuff is stunning. It very much is stunning. Like, they are amazing. I cannot take my eyes off this film. As soon as they get to the underwater stuff, I'm like, I can't look away. I liked Aquaman. I liked Mera. She was pretty cool. I like the dynamic they have. I liked it. Like, my favorite parts of the film were, like, the underwater stuff. And also when they were, like, when they were together. Like, it was nice to see them together going on this adventure. This was a fun movie. I really enjoyed this movie. And, yeah, it's pretty great, actually. I like this. I like the story. The villain is a bit weak. Like the film is a bit weak. I think it's, like, compared to Steppenwolf and the Enchantress, and Ares, he is much better than those three. But yeah, he was a bit weak. But besides that, I did also like Black Manta. Black Manta was good as well. Like, I'm excited for the sequel. Like, if James Wan's directing the sequel, it's going to be good or great. Like, I'm excited for the sequel. But yeah, this is a good addition to the worlds of DC, which I think is very underrated, and I think this will help DC, make more money and then be like, okay, now we need to think of a plan or something, or maybe they'll get their act together finally. But we'll see. But in the meantime, we'll enjoy Aquaman and yeah, enjoy the beautiful direction this film took, and the action scenes were also good. I forgot to mention that. I haven't reviewed this film yet, but you've seen some of my thoughts on this film so far, and I can't wait to review this film because, yep. So yeah, Aquaman was stunning. So Aquaman would have made it to this spot on the list, but because the villain wasn't as good, I had to drag it down. And that's why Black Panther is high on this list, because the villain is great. I really love this villain. This villain was great. Killmonger was a great villain. Like, they did not disrespect his character at all. And like, wow, he helps carry this movie. Like, the problem with many superhero films is the villains. Like the many of the stuff we love about the heroes also come from the villain. You know, how they challenge you, all of that. And Killmonger does a good job challenging Black Panther. I liked Black Panther in Civil War, and I thought this film was going to be like another good Marvel movie. But no, this is a great Marvel movie. It is unique. I like the story. It was great. The characters were really good, actually. I really like the characters. Like, Black Panther, Killmonger was good. Shuri was fun. Wow, this was a really great Marvel film. This is one of the best Marvel films ever. Now, if there was an issue, it'd probably have to be the CG. Like, Aquaman was close to being this. If the villain was better in Aquaman, it would have beaten Black Panther, because the CG in this film is, like, half of the time it's good, half the time it's not. Like, when you see the tribes and stuff, that is great stuff. But when you see them fight, like, many of the action fight scenes between Black Panther and Killmonger is pretty weak. Like, when they're in their Black Panther suits, that's where the CG, you could tell is, that's where you could tell where the CG is, like, more weak and more eh. It is some of the worst CG I've seen in Marvel. But besides that, it is just a really great film. It is one of the best Marvel movies I've seen this year, and one of the best films I've seen this year, and a really good surprise, actually. So, like I said, I like history. I like history, and I want to see how the films portray history. And I think Chapquiddick did a good job on portraying, like, the incident and showing it through Ted Kennedy's eyes. But here's another thing I respect this movie for doing: they don't take a side. They don't take a Ted Kennedy side in his point of view, or they don't take like the other side who are like, Ted Kennedy like did this or that. It's not whatever. They actually decided to stick really to the facts, did not assume or anything. They just used with what they got, and I loved it. That's what I respect this film for. This film is really great, actually. I loved it how they humanized Mary Jo, and I liked it how they also humanized Ted Kennedy as well. Like, you kind of feel bad for him because he has to deal with all this stuff, the pressure and all that. But you also see, like, how some of the things he did wasn't that very responsible. But then he sees that what he did, or what he's done so far to, basically help the situation, has not helped the situation at all, and how he had to take responsibility. I really liked this, or I loved seeing this movie. It was really good. I loved it. It's one of the best movies I've seen this year. Like I really loved it. Like it was really good, actually. Like, I can't think of any issues I have with this film. Like, you can understand Ted Kennedy in this film, but then you can be like, really, why would you do that? But you would, and that's what this film did. I think it did a good job with what they did. So, from the get-go, when I was making this list, I already knew what the best film of 2018 was, and that is Avengers Infinity War. Wow. this is many things that Justice League wasn't. Sorry, DC fans. Although I do like Justice League, or no, although I am a DC fan more than a Marvel fan, this movie is the best movie of 2018 and better than Justice League by far so far. But yeah, so Avengers: Infinity War. Wow, I was a little worried about the villain. Like, I wasn't worried that this film was gonna be bad. The only worry I had was Thanos, and he carries this film. He doesn't need Infinity Stones to help make this film good. Well, kind of does, because he wouldn't be that intimidating if he didn't have the Infinity Stones. But still, he is a great villain. He is the best Marvel villain ever. He is better than the Winter Soldier. He is better than Killmonger. He is better than Loki. Although they did make a little retcon, so maybe he's a lot more better than Loki now. But still, he is the best Marvel villain ever, and he is one of the best villains in a superhero movie, and one of the best villains in general. So yeah, this film was great. Like, I haven't even got to the team up part. It was nice seeing all these characters together, like Captain America, like interacting with Groot, or Thor interacting with the Guardians of the Galaxy, or Doctor Strange interacting with Iron Man, or Spider-Man talking, with like Spider-Man like swinging around with with the Guardians and stuff. Like, it's really good. This film is really good. Like, it is what many fans have been waiting for, to see all these characters come together and fight against Thanos. That's what I really love about this film. Like, I haven't even seen all the Marvel films. I still have to see Thor, all the Thor movies. I still have to see Iron Man 2. I have to rewatch Iron Man 3. Doctor Strange, Ant-Man. But still, that doesn't diminish what this movie was. So, like, although those films helped build up Infinity War, this film was still great. Although it does need those films to help make this movie more great. But besides that, this film was great. It is the best movie of 2018. And this movie is one of the best superhero films ever. Marvel did a great job here, and I can't wait for Endgame. The Russo brothers did a great job. This film, along with some of their other films, make them one of the best comic book directors ever. They're up there with Christopher Nolan, with Zack Snyder, and maybe some other people up there. So there you go. 3 directors that I love so far. Well, there are other directors that are probably good as well and may, learn about. But besides that, okay, I'm getting off track. This film was great. It was a nice, great experience to see in theaters. And this film, like, if you thought Marvel was too safe, this film, this time, decides to, this movie's not safe now. This movie actually has stakes, and I love that about this movie. This movie had stakes. I don't know where to stop now, actually. Now that I'm talking about Infinity War, there's nowhere to stop. In conclusion, great villain, great to see all these characters together, and excited to see Endgame. So yeah, that's my list on the best movie. Well, at least I don't know what the title is still, but still, that is my thoughts on the movies of 2018 that I've seen so far. I'm sad that I've not seen Spider-Verse and Wreck-It Ralph 2, but still, the movies I've seen so far, I really, really enjoyed. I can't wait for 2019, because there's a lot more movies to talk about or to see. Lion King, Star Wars Episode 9, Endgame, Joker, Shazam. There's probably a lot more movies to see next year, and I can't wait. So yeah. So that's my thoughts on the best movie, or that's my thoughts on the films I've seen on 2018. I'm going to be talking about my anticipated movies of 2019 in more detail. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on the films of 2018, and hope you guys have a happy new year. So, bye.